Hey, this is Spud here with SpudInc Strength Straps. I'm here with my pal Kenny Sellers.
What's up?
Today we're here to talk about the Gateway briefs. We're just going to have a casual conversation about what they are, why we got them, what they're used for. Basically, in the beginning, I started out with a pair of Franz Power briefs. It was a great starter brief back in the early powerlifting days when gear was real heavy. And they were easy to get on, easy to deal with. And as you go along, you move up in gear, and you know, over the years, you rip a lot of stuff.
Dings and the nicks, and the power pants were great, right? Because they were tall, right? You can pull them up higher. They're different than the other briefs on the market. That's a power brief, but better.
Right. So the Gateway briefs are they're polyester material, and you know we make a knee sleeve with the pull-up straps on it. And I was just looking at it one day, and I was like, man, I sure do miss a nice easy pair of briefs to get on. And I was like, why couldn't we use the knee sleeve material? It's pliable enough, it's flexible enough, it's easy to get on. So the Gateway briefs were born. They're built for anybody, but like me and him, I've been through 4 surgeries, and
those briefs are probably the easiest briefs I've ever well, they are the easiest briefs I ever put on. You can put them on by yourself. You don't need a bunch of guys to put them on. But it is, like you said, it's like a hug for your hips. And it gives me a level of comfort or confidence, right? When you got so many aftermarket parts. That's pretty much the only thing I train in, because I'm so dinged up I can't put on a proper pair of briefs, right? So these Gateway briefs are just what they say. And I like them. The thickness of them, the height, the way that they go up higher almost to your chest, and you can tuck them in with a belt. I wish you would have come up with them sooner.
you know, it's a pain in the ass to put all the briefs on. So we needed something that would give us support, which is what this poly material does. It is like a knee sleeve for your hips, so it pulls everything back in. You get some pop, you know, it ranges from person to person, 30 to 40 pounds. But the thing is, no matter what your style is, and a lot of people don't quite get this, is it's good for raw lifters, the narrow stances, wide stances, medium stances. So that was one of the points that I really wanted to have, was it's a good starter brief, which is hence the word Gateway, because it's, if you want to go into getting higher levels of gear lifting or not, you just want some supportive gear, just a little something to keep the hips warm, keep the hips pushed into the socket a little bit, get a little bit of pop. That's what the Gateway briefs are for.
For me, I tore all the abductors on my left side. Those briefs work better than a traditional set of briefs because of the way they grab and they support. Other briefs, if they're too tight, they kind of bind up where that insertion of that abductor is. And I don't want that type of feeling, right? Like, it's already been repaired. And like he says, the hug or the support, it's kind of a consistent, constant support all the way across, which is not like any other brief I've ever had, right? It's not super tight in the crotch or super tight on the hamstring. It's just kind of perfectly tight everywhere, as lame as that sounds, but and it is, it's a Gateway brief. It's a perfect to transition if you're raw and you're a little dinged up and need something for some support, or if you're gonna use this maybe on a speed day, right? Just enough to get you through a workout, you still wanna train.
When Kenny first started coming here and then working for us, it was like a concealed weapon. I didn't know he had them on. So for all those people who just want to wear them and it looks like you got your shorts on when you put your shorts over it, there's that too. So I didn't even know he had them on, you know. And then when he pulled them off, I was like, oh, cool.
Paid full price too.
As you should.
There's a lot of people that have been using it, the different layers of powerlifting, right? From raw to raw with wraps. I'd say try, right? Make the decision for yourself. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And the level of support is like nothing else out there. It's hard to explain because comfort, you don't always think comfort is support, right? There is comfort and a lot of support.
Each company makes a brief in a particular style. You know, some of the briefs are, even the suits, I mean, you could use this as an off season for your suit training if you're a one-ply person or whatever. But as far as the briefs are concerned, when you buy traditional briefs, you know, a lot of times they're cut for wide stance, or you know, they don't cover as many different stances as the gateways do. So no matter how beat up and dinged up you are, and whatever stance you're in, whatever style you're doing, it helps you squat better in that stance.
It's not going to take you where the briefs want you to go, right? However you want to squat, you can do it in those briefs without getting tossed all over the place.
Well, that's the Gateway Briefs. Welcome aboard.